Sprambra back with Grand Tactician Civil War CSA campaign. In our last episode, the Army of Missouri was attacked for the third time at St. Louis. That's why I use the term embattled St. Louis. It's not quite besieged because there's no fort. There can't be a siege. But these Union armies keep coming in. One thing I'm going to consider doing is, as soon as I can, once the retreat is complete, I think I might pop Price onto defensive stance, and then entrenchment status will enable them to have more engineering points whenever these forces come in to attack him. Anyway, that is really nothing's really gone on since the last episode. Matter of fact, time hasn't advanced. This retreat is still occurring by the Army of Kentucky. I did order this engineering corps, which had finished building the telegraph station. I am ordering this, it's really just a brigade, to come over here and see if it can capture Cairo, Illinois. I suspect he will be able to, but I suspect we will not hang on to Cairo, Illinois. I'll be very surprised if the Union doesn't react to that. Other than that, our other armies continue their fort building and sitting in winter quarters, and training in place, which is the plan. Basically, the plan for all of them until springtime. I don't want them moving around, losing readiness, and then undergoing attrition during the winter. We are now, still over 3 weeks away from our Military 2 policy, which will bring about some organizational changes in the armies. And let's just see how Bragg is doing on recruiting those new units. Yeah, about the same. Still got a lot more to go. A lot of horse artillery still to be recruited, and 4 more infantry brigades. Right, let's get time rolling. Who is undergoing... Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're out here in the middle of nowhere with no supply. This engineering brigade is having some supply issues. Is there a supply depot at Cairo? No. Oh, I forgot to turn on the supply icons. There we go. He is getting supply from this Confederate town. He's actually got good flow of supply. He just doesn't have a high level of provisions at the moment. There goes the Army of Kentucky. Looks like retreating to Salem this time. I'm going to pop... let's put him on defensive stance. See if there's any changes in our other theaters. The supply depot is complete here. So there's a Union army somewhere in this area that built that supply depot. I don't know if the scouting army action does anything when an army is stationary. But let's go ahead and pop scouting on the Army of West Virginia. Just see if maybe that'll... No, that didn't do anything. Let's go ahead and do defensive for the Army of the Shenandoah as well. Despite the winter, I kind of expected these Union armies to come barreling in on Beauregard at Washington, D.C. They have not. Well, McDowell's on the move. Maybe he will oblige us. Let's see how big this army is. 28,000 men. 16,000 in the Department of Pennsylvania, which is within reinforcement range. And we've got 28, almost 29,000 in the Army of Northern Virginia. See if would it be worth trying to move Johnston by railroad over here? I don't think he would make it. And I wonder if these units are within, if these guys are within reinforcement range, that's a lot of troops. If it's just these two units, that's okay. I don't think it'll work, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's order Johnston to about here. Let's enable rail movement. Yeah, it's not even going to be close. Okay, it's just the two armies, doesn't include McClellan, being attacked by the Army of Northeastern Virginia, which is about the same size as us, reinforced by the Department of Pennsylvania in just 3 hours. So essentially, they'll all be there at the same time. 36,000 infantry versus our 23,000. 5,800 cavalry to our 4,400. 78 guns. Well, Sterling Price has done quite well under such circumstances, and so has Joe Johnston. So I don't think Beauregard needs to be too terribly concerned as long as we can get ourselves into a nice defensive type battle. So let's just pop in here, see what the map looks like. Okay, we do have a defensive situation. One objective. Let's see where it is. Well, it's right here in the middle of the map. 7th Street. Don't think I've seen this map before. Nor do I recognize historically where this is. U.S. military asylum. that's that's that sounds interesting. Okay, well, so we're deployed up here. I assume the Union is coming from the south, as they are. I don't see any other roads on the side, so this is definitely where they are coming from. And this is where they're going to want to go. We've got 20 engineering points. That ought to build a fair amount of fortifications. And it looks like down in this little valley is, kind of some low ground here. There's a creek running through here, so that we have some elevated terrain back here. It's a good spot for some artillery over this open area. Further back, nearer the objective, I think I like up in here, but what kind of routes? If he starts, this is the most obvious route, straight line. But then do we have, so this is a good area across here for a defensive line, kind of anchored on, I mean, you look at the map and yeah, there's woods on both sides to kind of anchor it. There's even some fence too. But it's not really all that thick. So I don't know how heavily that's going to impair enemy movements if they come left or right. And then there's also the possibility, I guess, could take this route around. I kind of doubt it. Yeah, I think I'm going to, it's not exactly a hill or a ridge per se, but it is kind of elevated ground right across here, woods on both sides. I think I'm going to defend right in this area, expecting him to come down the road. He'll try to kind of move off on a flank. The AI has gotten better about that, but I think we'll be able to handle that. All right, so I'm going to set all that up, scout a little bit with the Cav, and whenever it looks like we're about to get some shooting, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and still in the deployment phase for the moment. It is 12:30 noon on day one, and I set up the defensive line pretty much where I said I was going to, kind of along this somewhat of a ridge. I actually got the best artillery coverage down here, putting the artillery along this fence line. And so, and then I did a little breastwork here for another battery. And then just a little bit forward of their line on either side, I've got Barksdale's division in parapets over here, and Walker's division in parapets over here. I've also set up some preemptive, currently empty breastworks, and I've got Longstreet's division back here that can flex to either side if needed, toward in case Federals come down either one of these two roads. But I want to try something new that I've never attempted before and see how it works out. There is only one federal entry point, and that's right up here at the north. I don't need to scout this. This is obviously where McDowell's army is spawning in, and we're going to see him coming down this road pretty soon. But there are three uncontrolled entry points. There's one here on the Bladensburg. So this is somewhere pretty close to Washington, D.C., Maryland, I guess. There's one over here, Pierce's Mill Road. And there's one back here in our rear, the Milkhouse Road. Okay, and I only recently learned just a couple of days ago that reinforcing armies can be scheduled to arrive via uncontrolled entry points. I do not want Patterson's army moving in on my rear. And I don't really, this is the most critical one. Got to have this. And I don't want him moving in from either flank either. I would prefer that he pile up here right behind McDowell, opposite our front. So I'm going to send one cav brigade. He arrives in 3 hours, by the way, so this needs to happen fairly quickly. I'm going to send one cav brigade here, one up to here, and this one was important enough. I went ahead and split off one of Longstreet's infantry brigades to walk over here and take this one, and then I'll order him right back to here along with Longstreet himself. I put Stewart himself here to quickly order Donelson's brigade because they have longer to go, and then I'll immediately get Stewart moving in this other direction to shorten the distance for the order to get to McBride, who has a little bit shorter way to go. So I'm hoping to close off these 3 routes in case Patterson is scheduled to arrive by any of those directions. And I need to do that right now as we get time rolling. Okay, and now let's issue those orders. I put the commanders close for orders delay reasons. So Withers, come get right on that route. Send Donelson, who I think does have scouts enabled. He does. And once these brigades are there, it will take them a long time to come back. But I think it's worth it. And McBride needs to come here. Meanwhile, let's put some skirmishers out along the main line. Give ourselves a little bit more vision. To our front. So around about 3, let's get Stewart. Come on over here. Shorten the distance for that order to come. Although he's already sent the courier, I don't know if that helps or not. Okay. Let's get Withers to come back up and rejoin the division. about 3:30 in the afternoon is when Patterson should arrive on the battlefield. He won't be coming this way. Okay, McBride is moving. Donaldson is on. Yeah, those guys will all make it in plenty of time. Pretty sure. Okay, Withers is moving. Is this a possible route? No. Okay. It's kind of in the crease of the map. I scared for a second that I missed one. Okay, this Patterson won't be coming from this direction. And we can bring McBride. Where do I want the Cav when they come back? We'll just kind of bring them back to a spot where they can flex to either side. That'll be fine. Stewart can come back over here now. And Donaldson's got this side. Okay. Okay. So the entry points are controlled. In plenty of time, too. That happened a little faster than I thought it would. It'll take forever for these guys to get their orders to come back. That's okay. Mildly surprised, haven't seen McDowell's lead units show up yet here on the other side of this stream. A little far out, but I'm going to advance the pickets up to some cover up here. That seems an odd spot. That looks better. And I think there's a, looks like there's a fence here, yeah. About like so. Yeah. Order still hasn't gotten up here to... Well, he doesn't have it. There he goes. Still waiting for the order to come back. So what I don't know is, let's say Patterson had been ordered to come in on either one of, well, any one of these three roads. Now that those have been converted to Confederate vice neutral control, does that mean Patterson simply shifts to another available entry point, or does that mean he cannot come on at all? And it looks like they're coming down this route. And Longstreet is not yet back to order his brigades over to that breastwork. Okay. Well, that is awkward. It's also going to be awkward for Donaldson coming back this route. He's going to be coming up in the Federal rear. So the whole idea of Longstreet in reserve was to flex to either side for exactly this eventuality, but he is out of position to order these two brigades to move over there. Nevertheless, they're going to be ordered to go. And Maxey is just going to have to I know I'm taking him out of the entrenchment, but I need to keep him away from this breastwork line, at least momentarily. Let's shift these skirmishers to here. Really just to make them stop and move into line and form up to give Longstreet's brigades time to get to the breastwork line. And artillery, obviously there's not much room for artillery to do any work in this forested mess over here. Okay. Cock's just going to have to move into this breastwork for the time being. He's just closer. He's closer to orders, too. He'll get the order to move a lot faster. Maxey's not moving. Now he's moving. Okay. Longstreet's two brigades are moving. He's also bringing Withers back up with him. Matter of fact, well, that's fine. Withers can move to here, and then he'll come up behind the line, like so. Let's move early up this way. I mean, I'm kind of abandoning the defensive line, but the situation has changed. Artillery is getting some shots, apparently, on these crossing units across this little piece of ground. Oh, we've got more Federals over here. There's probably more behind him, so Barksdale needs to kind of stay where he is, I think, at least for the time being. Skirms are not in a great. They're about to break. Pull them back. Okay, we've got one brigade in the breastworks. We'll put Jones right behind Koch as a relief position. Yeah, those skirms broke. I don't know where Koch's skirms are. Oh, they're rejoining. Okay. As soon as those are back in, he'll send out again. I mean, I guess I could have just moved these guys, but they're already rejoining as it is. It's fine. How are we doing for morale? Yeah, the Federals have higher morale than we do because we're in federal territory. They're on home ground and we are not. I suspect that that'll change over time. Okay, I think Maxie can get back in his trench now. Just right about like that. Get at least some partial cover. Don't want early going up that far now. I'm going to go ahead and give him a halt. Those are early skirms. Let's get them to about here. Walker needs to get over closer to his brigades. And let's put early more like this. Well, what we'll do is I'll just have him throw up some breastworks oriented this way. Then he'll build them and occupy them. And of course, Jones is going straight through the woods, not taking the road to that position. Okay, Longstreet needs to get up here. And Withers, yeah, he's coming up there. Okay, that's fine. Alright, I don't have time for an order to get to Donaldson. So he's just going to do what he does. He does have initiative turned on. He'll have to back around this way. wonder if he'll respond to a halt order quicker than a no. It's got to come via... Well, let's get Stewart over as close as we can to this line just so orders to Donaldson will get there a little faster. Don't need to move McBride. McBride also... Actually, let's put McBride a little bit over here just to see if we can see more Federals crossing over that open area. Yeah, Donaldson's just about to walk into it. He's in column too. Maybe about to lose a cavalry brigade. They are going further around the flank. Withers. Halt. You're right there with Longstreet. Why is it taking so long to get that order? Okay. Come up here on Daniel's right. Jones. Yeah, you're fine going there. Yeah, now Donaldson's like, oh, I've got dudes in front of me. Well, apparently I don't have the option to give him any stances. Yeah, he's... I think we're going to lose this cav. He should probably at least dismount. Let's kind of edge Jones over here. Need to get some artillery in here somehow. I don't see how they're going to have good fields of fire in there, but at least get them up in here so that they can deliver canister if they ever see any units close. Okay, Donaldson's broken. Okay, now the courier gets to him. A little late. Maybe he'll get through there and rally. all these forces are not interested in attacking frontally into here. They're joining the big glom over right here on our right flank. It's looking a little dicey at the moment, but we've seen this before. I think we'll be all right. I mean, it's true that our artillery is not going to be finding a lot of good shot opportunities, but the same is true for the federal arty as well, and they've got more of it than we do, so that basically is a bigger hindrance for the Federals than it is for us. These skirmishers have been driven in, predictably enough. I'm okay with having these skirmishers instead of the brigade as a whole, because we'll go through ammo slower that way, and the casualty exchange ratio will be smaller, but it will be more in our favor, man for man. Have Jones move up here on the flank, and we'll have Withers come into the backup position like so. Well, these skirms are low on ammo. Alright, pull them in. I'm going to move Barksdale in over here. Okay, at least Donaldson is stationary. Maybe Beauregard can rally him up.
All right, 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2
Let's get Stewart back with his remaining cav. That's not what I meant to do. It'll work though. Okay, this cavalry brigade is broken. Early skirmishers are beginning to engage. Maxie's engaged. I don't really want to move Early's brigade up because there are more Federals over here. I don't want him to get too exposed over here. May push him up whenever Barksdale gets closer. Donaldson may be defamed. He didn't take that many casualties, so after the battle they'll recover quickly enough. No permanent damage here. Okay. Jones is about to get in his flanking position and he'll be engaged here pretty soon. We've got cavalry moving up, or not cavalry, artillery moving up. Hawk is doing okay. He's basically taking the brunt of the Federal assault at the moment, though. Jones is taking some flanking fire while getting into position. There's not much I can do about that yet. Everything moves so slow in the woods. Daniel's down to 35 rounds a man. I'm going to move Withers over behind him to take his spot on the breastworks when he gets too low. Let's rotate Jones a little bit. No? Okay. Did we just lose sight of this unit? What happened to them? Why don't I have an icon for that unit? That seems odd. Advance Jones a little bit to see if we can just see that target. That's weird. Is that a concealment buff, maybe, that unit has? Early skirmishers just got driven in, predictably enough, I guess. Casualty ratio going in our favor. I'm just a little concerned that we're not... This guy's firing at us and we're not able to fire back because my units can't... There he is. Okay. I guess he was just hidden in those woods. Because of the concealment perk, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know why that happened. Daniel's doing fine for casualties. He's just going to run out of ammo first. He's still got 30 rounds a man. lost sight on that unit again. Let's advance Jones a little more. Saw something else broken back in here. 2nd Brigade broken and retreating. Okay, Cock is starting to get a little toasty here. Still okay on ammo. He's taken almost 500 casualties halfway through his resilience. I don't know if any of these artillery are going to see a darn thing, but let's just tell them what to unlimber and see. I'm not optimistic. Let's bring this battery just like right in here. I thought maybe just the presence of Beauregard might help. Let's put him on rally. Maybe that'll do it. Jones is firing on this artillery. No, there's still troops in here. Now shown, that's skirmishers. Is that skirmishers the whole time? No, there's a brigade in there. There he is. Okay, that brigade is broken. Early needs to get involved in this fight. I'm going to go ahead and bring him up. Just enough to engage. Advance Jones a little more. Kind of rolling up the flank a little bit here. Daniel's doing fine on casualties, getting a little bit low on ammo. 23 rounds per man. How's Cock doing? Cock is not doing all that hot. Looks like these guys are charging. Or not. Okay. I'm going to bring Maxie kind of over in this direction. Like so. Okay, I'm going to back Daniel out because of ammo. And then let's put Withers up on the line. Fresh troops. Firing, firing. Okay. This artillery's coming up. I've got Barksdale's division getting over here finally. Let's just go ahead and pull Cock back before he breaks. $5,500 to $1,600 for a casualty ratio. Did Donaldson ever unbreak? No. Okay. Right. I think it's time for McBride to come over here and be ready for some pursuit. Oh, end of day. Yeah, 1700. 5 p.m. during the winter. They may retreat during the night, which will cement a minor vice a major victory. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they bugged out overnight. So minor victory. McDowell took 6,000 casualties. I don't know if I don't remember getting a. Did Patterson ever arrive on the field? Doesn't appear so. I guess taking those roads did block Patterson from entering the battlefield. He should have come on the field about 3:30. Never got the message that he did. So that worked out. I clicked the wrong. Yeah, Longstreet's division with Hall's rifles inflicted almost 3,000 casualties, and Walker's division over 2,000. That's Early, Maxey, and Koch. Let's see how. I don't know which one of these brigades is Koch. I should go back and rename those. Yeah, Koch took over 800 casualties, so he's down just below 2,000 in strength. Gave as good as he got, though. Took about 800, gave about 900. Even exchange there. And Longstreet's division. Yeah, Withers never. I moved him up into position, but they were already starting to retreat as I did so. So Jones and Daniel did most of the work there. Daniel and Withers may be good to promote to Brigadier General. I'll have to take a look at them after the battle. And how did they do for casualties? Almost 300 in the 3rd Brigade. Overall, not too bad. I just wonder if Donaldson got defamed or not. His brigade didn't take too many casualties. They were just cut off, no contact with any enemy units, with any friendly units, lots of enemy nearby, no commander nearby, so he just got a lot of different morale debuffs stacked up due to that position. But who knows? It was one of these units. He may have been the unit that prevented Patterson from coming on the field. Over here. So wasn't really his fault. I hope he didn't get defamed for that. And with that, let's why don't I have my little button to advance time? I cannot get out of the battle. I hope I don't have to fight this battle again because of a glitch. In any case, that will do for this episode. Thank you very much for watching.